Intro music plays. Shining Boss. Hello and welcome to our podcast, What If?, where we explore hypothetical situations and their potential outcomes. Today, we'll be discussing what would happen if the Mario franchise became a tough game. I'm your host, and joining me today is our resident gaming expert. Hello, how are you doing today? Expert, I'm doing well, thanks for having me. Shining Boss, so let's get started. For those who may not be familiar with the Mario franchise, can you give us a brief overview of the game? Expert, sure. The Mario franchise is one of the most popular video game series of all time. The games typically feature the character Mario, who must navigate through various levels and worlds to save Princess Peach from the villainous Bowser. The games are known for their colorful graphics, fun gameplay, and accessible difficulty. Shining Boss, and what if the franchise became a tough game? Expert, well, if the Mario franchise suddenly became a tough game, it would be a huge departure from its usual accessible difficulty. The game would likely require players to have a lot of skill and experience to beat it, which would make it a lot more challenging for the average player. Shining Boss, how do you think that would impact its popularity across the globe for all platforms? Expert, well, I think it would definitely have an impact on the game's popularity. Mario is one of the most beloved video game franchises of all time, and part of its appeal is its accessibility. If the game became too difficult, it could turn off a lot of casual players who might not be interested in investing the time and effort required to master it. On the other hand, it could also attract more hardcore gamers who are looking for a challenge. So it's a bit of a double-edged sword. Shining Boss, what do you think gamers would feel about a tougher Mario game? Expert, it really depends on the gamer. Some people would be excited for the challenge and would relish the opportunity to test their skills against a more difficult game. Others might be frustrated or disappointed that the game was no longer as accessible as it once was. Overall, I think there would be mixed feelings about a tougher Mario game. Shining Boss, and do you think the Mario franchise would continue to thrive if it became a tough game? Expert, it's hard to say for sure, but I think it would still be a popular franchise. There are a lot of hardcore gamers out there who are always looking for a challenge, and if the game was well designed and balanced, it could still be a lot of fun to play. But it would definitely be a departure from what people are used to, so there could be some pushback from fans who prefer the more accessible gameplay of the earlier games. Shining Boss, that's a good point. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for joining me, and thank you to our listeners for tuning in. Until next time, this has been, What If?